Okay, Akhia Karaitiana, I am so excited to have you on an episode of The Good Company.
Thank you. I'm happy to be here.
It's definitely going to be, there's a lot to talk about, put it that way. So their last name, obviously we share some similarities there. So I would say the older brother, but what a lot of people don't realize is you're actually a company founder. You're a go-getter. You have businesses and have done very well along the way. So today we're going to talk about some of those businesses, some of the good times, and ideally, I really want to pick on this Esmelula. So this is the thing that you are working on. I'm really excited about it. I know it's doing very well and it's going to really pick up from here. So for our audience, I suppose, tell us a little bit about, firstly, yourself and straight into Esmelula.
Right. Okay. Well, thanks for having me. Yes. So my name's Akhia. I'm a mum of two. And I started Esmelula, well, the dream of Esmelula quite some time ago. It's taken me a really long time to get here, or to where we're at the moment, because I've had two kids along the way. But we're currently live and we're selling and we're in market and things are doing really well. It's an e-com business. We sell predominantly baby and kids things. And yeah, I don't know what else.
So the brand's really cool. Obviously, you've done some cooler stuff than this brand previously. Two Little Cherubs, which I absolutely adore. So that's been a key focus over the last few years for you. But in the background, you've been building this company. So talk to me a little bit about, I suppose, the last few years. Let's start with the babies. Don't need to drop names, don't need to do anything around that. But the babies come about, the brand, that timeline of sort of how we got to this point today.
Yeah, well, you know what? I think that I have done quite a few different businesses in my time. Being related to you, it's almost impossible not to get involved in different, ways of doing things or different business ideas. It's just happened. But this particular one has happened quite naturally. I think in motherhood, I've learned a lot, and this brand, it feels very natural. The products have come across really easily because they're things that I use in my house. They're things that I need and that I use in my daily life and with my current kids. So I don't know. This particular business just feels like something that is quite genuine and real to me and where I'm at right now. Sorry, you asked me to touch on my kids. So, I think so. My first child was born in May 2022, and then within 12 months, I had a second one straight away. So I did a 12-month gap, which was tight and scary and stressful. So I did stop working for quite a long time, and this has been something that's just been brewing in the background of my sitting around in my playroom with my kids all day, really.
Yeah, I love it. And so the brand specifically, the idea of the brand, let's touch on that. So baby one comes, talk to me about where the idea was sparked and what sort of come about from.
Yeah, there was one particular product that started as Esmelula. It's our OG product. It's the Cloud Lounger. It's a very personal product to me. It comes with a bit of an emotional story, but essentially what happened was I had my first baby and I went down to visit my best friend's mum at the time, and she brought out this lounger for my oldest to lie on during the day. And it was all full of cartoon characters and not aesthetically pleasing, let's just say. And I just, my eldest fell asleep straight away, and she offered to let me take it home. And it ended up just being a staple item. When my second one came along, I was putting my first baby to sleep on it, transferring her, and then putting the second one down, and then transferring them. This was just an item I couldn't go anywhere without. So I just solely started with this product. I went to sewing classes. I went to night classes to learn how to sew this item myself because there was a couple of tweaks that I wanted to make. So I spent a lot of time on this one product, and that was all I wanted to do was spread this particular item to other mums.
Yeah, I love it. So that OG Cloud Lounger, and I love the idea about that. We've had quite a few guests on the show that really double down on what we call like a staple product. So the thing that sort of sets, I suppose, these fast growers apart is just landing on something that the market genuinely loves. And that's what I'm so excited about for this product, because we know that when a mum tries it, it sells itself. They literally are like, right, I'm sorted for that particular thing from now on. And so I think that then on the back of it, you've got this amazing brand. There's all these other products, which we're going to touch on, but that staple item that sort of sets precedence for the rest of the stuff to come. I love that. And I can also see how that's going to do so well. Now with the custom prints and, so I have obviously looked across everything that you've got. Some of the custom prints that you do are very unique, and I know everyone thinks that their prints are unique. But this one, I suppose it invites inclusivity. It does a really good job, and I'm going to let you talk about this a little bit better than I can. So talk to me about the uniqueness of the prints on the products that you do.
Yeah, so this is actually really fun, and this is where I really believe that Esmelula is heading. We have custom prints that are tied to inclusivity, communication, learning, and I suppose development and growth, and an opportunity for parents and little ones to interact together, which is really special. So our custom prints are dedicated particularly to our onesies. We have multiple stylish sort of prints, but we have some that link really nicely to aesthetic educational posters that parents can almost like frame and put on in their playrooms and in their nurseries. So one really cool product that we have coming out, it's actually called Eat Your Vegetables, which is so nice. There are so many really cool layers to this particular product. It's I don't know. I suppose it's inviting healthy consumption of foods with eating vegetables. But it also hosts a group of motifs. I think there's around 11 motifs featured on this one particular onesie of all different fruits, all different vegetables, but not your average vegetable that you would have seen. I mean, we have like artichokes, some capsicum, different types of pumpkins and things like that. I don't know. It's really interesting. And what it is it comes and it's sold alongside a poster so that mum might be able to say, what's this one? And it's broccoli. And little one is finding the broccoli on their onesie. So it's an opportunity to really learn and interact together, and learning through wearing, through style. And it's actually also really good to look at. It's really nice. It also has different languages. So it's got Eat Your Vegetables in 4 different languages. One being Māori, which I think is really special. And so that's another sort of learning, I suppose, moment between little one and mum as well. So there's quite a lot of layers to this item in particular, and some of the other items we do as well, so that people can, I don't know, intertwine education, communication, learning, and style all in one thing.
I think it's so cool. And I just love the idea. So you didn't mention anything to do with the sign language, which I think is just so brilliant.
Yeah.
So the sign language and just creating the awareness of not everyone's essentially the same, but in the right ways, where it's, hey, this person might have a hearing issue. And so tying sign language into some of these awesome looking t-shirts. And for those listening, check out some of the prints. They are insanely good.
Yeah.
So you're obviously you're kicking some really good goals. I'm watching this very closely, and I suppose the few things I'd probably start the 2 to 3 things that you're most proud of so far along the journey. What would you sort of nail that down to? Just the timeline that you've had so far.
That's such a hard question. I find the smallest little wins feel huge to me. A lot of mothers listening will attest to doing anything while having kids at home. My kids are full-time at home with me, and achieving anything, a load of washing, is fantastic. So, my first sale was a huge win. I remember the time of night it came through. There was the lady purchased at 8:30. I didn't go to sleep that night. I think I was up at 1 and 2 a.m. still just researching her and saying, who is she? How did she find out who we are? And, was she a friend of a friend, or how did I get this win? So to me, like tiny little wins, like my first sale, I still remember that now. Some other really cool wins, I suppose, or some things I'm really proud of are, this is a bit funny, but you actually gave me this advice to call my sales. I actually spent a day where I sat around ringing customers to get genuine feedback, because this isn't a storefront. I'm online. I have no idea how people are thinking and feeling about their products once they receive them. And so I called everybody, like you said to do. And that was just, I think I cried, I cried a lot. 3 times. I was so emotional because people were just so happy and pleased. I didn't even have one person say good. Like every single person I spoke to was saying, great, can't believe, the material, or it washes so well, or so I don't know. That wins like that, hearing positive feedback, seeing our stuff just organically on Instagram and on socials is really cool to just watch them come to life at different things. Over Easter, we had so many people and kids wearing our items to their Easter mass and things like that. It was just really fun to see things in motion, I suppose.
So amazing. Yeah, no, I definitely think you've done a good job of, I'm so proud of the steps that you're taking. These wins are so awesome. So I'm going to continue to try and push the right direction, but you're doing a great job. Now, particular moments, obviously the good parts happen. Things fall apart all the time, especially in an e-com, in a new brand, relatively new company for your side. Some of the challenges, manufacturing, talk me through some of the pain points.
Yeah, there are a lot of them. There are lots of roadblocks, I suppose, that we've overcome. Even in this short time of trading, there have been so many times where I've been at a loss of where to go from here. It's actually been great having somebody to call in those moments where everything's crumbling. I suppose just off the top of my head, I mean, we've found manufacturers that we absolutely love now that are, work with till the end of time. But in the initial phases, we've been stitched up a lot of e-com brands probably have. We've approved samples and just thought they were incredible, worn them for 6 months, washed them, loved them, and then accepted or bulk orders of just completely different items. The material is just wrong. I mean, there weren't big differences and you probably couldn't have told, but we knew. And just because it wasn't items that we'd washed and had our kids wear, I didn't feel that it wasn't what we'd agreed on, and so we couldn't go live with them. So the things like that, timelines are out. We've got pre-orders that were sold and we're trying to mitigate those sort of problems with people. Other things are getting the custom prints right. I've now got a designer that, again, I absolutely love and trust, and almost we can do one phone call to get it, and she just totally gets me. But trying to get the custom prints correct was tricky. You'd get to the 9th and 10th review and just think, where are we going with this now? This is, really hard to, I've got a vision in my mind, and trying to explain that to somebody can be really tricky.
Yeah.
So communicating ideas and things with people.
And the risks, I suppose, they get bigger, and that's sort of something that I suppose when you're so proud of the products that you put forward and they are so unique, that you are very detail orientated around, hey, I know the length of this zipper, I know what this print and this stitch is going to look like. And so I suppose it almost, in a way, it punishes your perfection for just being so meticulous. But obviously the customer on the other end, when you're screaming reviews, they appreciate, the 10 iterations that it takes for a product and so on.
Yeah. And that was one thing that was really tricky with being business minded and being so emotionally attached, or, caring so much about it. I find that still really tricky. We could go live with certain things, or the print, it's good enough, it will work, but it's not what I had in my mind. And being able to take that extra time and making sure that I get it right, that can be challenging as well.
Yeah, I get it. Now, I suppose through those challenges, obviously you talked about me being a point of contact. There's people out there that you reach out to sort of try and troubleshoot some of your ideas and to keep things moving forward for the brand. Putting yourself out there, networking, and I suppose connecting with new individuals. What have you found in that? Is that something that you focus on as a founder? What are you doing to sort of get yourself out there in the brand?
Yeah, I think that one of my main focuses in my, day to day is reaching out and asking questions and trying to find like-minded business owners that are going through the same sort of things as me or have been through those things. So you're somebody that is a point of contact to me that I'll constantly ask advice for. But I also have a couple of other points of contact. I work closely with another lady that has a really successful baby brand. She doesn't do kids and clothes. I won't say too much about her, but she's fantastic. She's been operating for about 9 years, and I will email her any questions I have about different things. So, yeah, I think just asking questions to the right people and making sure that I'm really transparent in where I'm at and not being afraid to reach out to people and say, this is what I'm struggling with. Most people are really, really helpful. So, yeah, just trying to put myself in the right circles and talk to the right people.
Yeah, getting advice from the right people. Critical. Yeah, critical. So I suppose you sort of answered my next question, because that's if there's going to be a lot of mums out there that watch an episode like this. They've the countless amount of ideas where someone has, I want to start a brand. I have no idea. I'm stuck where I currently stand. What does step one look like to get things moving, in your opinion?
Yeah, I think you're right. That if there are the mums that are watching this, and particularly mums, because they get to a point where you've had your babies and it's time to go back to work, and a lot of mums don't want to, they're not ready to, and so you have a lot of new mums in this time that are looking for their own independent incomes and looking to start businesses from home so that they can stay with their kids. So I definitely think that there'll be lots of different mums watching that are really interested in, what should I do? And where should they start? I think where I started was just, like I said, with a product that I believed in, that I loved, and that I used. So find something that's genuine to you and what's really helped you. And I don't think you can go wrong.
Mm-hmm. So they find the sentimental thing. I call that mission. But they find the thing that aligns with their belief system. That's step one. Step two, they need to get in the right circles, or they need to have the right people around them.
Absolutely. Get the right team around you.
Step two. And then step three, let's talk about, I'm a fan of, like, backing yourself and going in. And what does that need to look like? Some of the grit and just like...
Oh my gosh, I'm going to get emotional. Yeah, I know. I think that's probably the most important thing. If you 2 or 3 steps, towards success, I think backing yourself is the most important thing. You're going to hit 100 roadblocks. You're going to be knocking on lots of doors that aren't interested, and you're going to be asking questions to people who are like, what? Or don't have time or not interested. So I think backing yourself is essential. Even of all the fantastic people that I work with and that I talk to on a daily basis, and all the other business owners, they're all fantastic and give me lots of advice. But at the end of the day, you still need that independent drive that's going to ask questions, take advice, not necessarily action that advice, but take that advice on. And I think that, backing yourself, being confident in your product and or whatever service it is that you're pushing, if you're confident in it, you can't really do anything wrong.
Amazing advice. Hey, this episode has been absolutely fantastic. Thank you so much for joining me. I want to give everyone a chance. Where do they find you? Some of the socials. What do they do from here?
Our easy peasy. Our website is Esmelula, Esmelula. Our Instagram's Esmelula. Our Facebook's Esmelula. And we have a TikTok, which is Esmelula AU. So we're everywhere. You just jump online.
Amazing. Thank you so much for the episode.
Thank you.